right, we're back on the deck and we're grilling up some great bold pork chops this morning. This is Chef Abbey Steffen from the Republic Chophouse, wonderful restaurant in downtown Green Bay. Good to see you, Abby.
Hi, Amy.
First of all, you've got some really fun, bold items on your menu. I mean, just, from the crab cake burger to, what's the signature steak? Tell me about that.
Our signature steak is Irish New Yorker, marinated in Guinness with oregano, sesame oil, and a little cayenne in there as well, and whiskey.
Yum. So you guys don't hold back, that's for sure. What are we making today?
Today I'm going to do a cumin crusted pork chop. So it's a lot of bold flavors, whole seeds versus the ground. So you're going to have that texture as well.
Yum, yum. I have to tell you, I sometimes am bored to death with pork chops. Boring, but we're going to, they won't be boring after this?
No, they will not be boring. There's going to be a lot of flavor with all the different spices I have here that we're going to crust it with. Then also we're going to finish it off. We're going to make a chipotle barbecue sauce, too, to play off of it.
Yum. Something different to do on the grill. All right, let's get started.
All right. So we're going to start with the crust first. I'm going to take whole coriander seeds.
Okay. Now, what are these?
Coriander seeds is just a part of the plant that comes off the,
Like cilantro?
Cilantro? Well, yeah, it's part of the cilantro, the seed that comes off the cilantro plant.
Okay. Does it have kind of that cilantro taste?
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
It's pretty faint, but once you toast it, when we put it on the grill, it's going to pull more of a flavor out. It's more of following along the cumin lines.
I'm excited. Something different.
I've got some cumin seeds right here.
Okay.
Which is my favorite spice of all time.
Okay.
I love its flavor. I'm going to take crushed red chili flakes.
Yum.
Gotta have heat with that. Fresh cracked black pepper.
And that's, again, the really coarse grind.
Correct.
I like that.
And I have some dried garlic flakes.
Okay.
I'm keeping this a nice dry rub crust for it.
Okay.
And then I'm going to finish it off with some kosher salt.
I know when you're dealing with steaks and chops and all that kind of stuff, kosher salt, you guys chefs love that.
Yes, I love kosher salt. I prefer it for a lot of things, Definitely finishing touch on a lot of stuff because you don't need a lot, and it just adds that little flavor to help boost everything else.
Yeah,
which is great.
I agree. If that's one thing that we talk you into going and switching over to when you're doing steaks and chops and things like that, go pick up a box of kosher salt. You'll fall in love with it.
And so I got that all mixed up right here.
Okay. So it is very chunky, very...
Yes. And we're just going to crust one side of the pork chop.
Okay.
Because otherwise it's going to be a little too much for your teeth to handle.
Now, I noticed how you, the bone here. Now, that looks a little different than the pork chops I get at the grocery store. What did you do?
I Frenched the bone. Okay. Meaning I took the fat and the skin and the flesh all off of the bone and cleaned it down.
Nice presentation that way. Yeah.
Correct.
Now you don't have to do that, of course, but your butcher would do that for you, too, if
yes,
you'd ask.
They would.
Yeah.
Yes.
So just one side.
Yep, one side. We're going to get that crust in there. We're going to put it crust side down first on the grill.
Okay. I'm assuming if you didn't want to do this on the grill, you could also do it on a skillet, really hot.
Yes, you put it in a saute pan. You could saute it, flip it, and then finish it in your oven as well.
Okay, so that's grilling.
I like the nice, smoky, dry, toasted flavor it gives it.
Yeah, I'm with you.
And now we're going to start the barbecue sauce.
Okay.
So we're going to take some ketchup. If you want to go ahead and put the ketchup in there.
Absolutely. We've all got this in our pantry. It looks like most of the stuff we already have.
Everything you have, except for... the chipotle peppers, but they're easy to find.
I tell you, people, use bottled barbecue sauce a lot, and I admit sometimes I do, but you can make barbecue sauce with whatever you have in your pantry,
Pretty much.
And it usually tastes way better than the bottle stuff. So
definitely.
Just
Ketchup, this is Worcestershire sauce.
We all have that, or you should have that.
And some lemon juice.
Okay.
I have brown sugar.
Sweeten it up. See, I was asking Abby, I said, do we need to cook this? And she said, no.
No.
Just
some fresh minced garlic.
Stir it up.
A little butter, because you're going to need a little fat in there.
It's getting better and better.
And we're going to add some Negro Modelo beer.
Oh, fun.
You could use Guinness if you want. A nice dark stout would be great for it.
I know a lot of people, too, will put a little Coca-Cola or Pepsi or something.
Or root beer is even another one that people use. And now we're just going to add some of the chipotle pepper. Now, chipotle pepper is a smoked jalapeno pepper.
Usually you find it in the can. I've seen it most of the time.
Most of the time it's in a can, and you'll find it at festival foods or even at a local Mexican market, which is great.
I noticed you only put a little in there.
Yes, a little.
A little goes a long way.
Chipotle pepper will go a long, long way.
Yeah. So, one of our viewers actually gave me a tip because, usually I'll buy that can and, like you say, use a little bit, and then what do you do with the rest of it? put it in a Ziploc baggie and put it in the freezer, or a few different ones, and freeze them, and then, you know, for recipes, just pull it out. So
yep, it's great to even just to add like your dressing that you're gonna put on your salad for that little heat. Put a little bit in there before you put it on your salad. It's great as well.
Yeah.
So I like spice, a lot of spice. So.
I can tell, but look at that sauce. That is absolutely beautiful. Okay, how are pork chops doing?
Our pork chops, I put some on a little earlier, so we have some that are ready to go.
Okay, so would you, then you flipped it, obviously.
Yes, I did. I flip it after it gets a nice crust in.
We're not
go
quite
a little
there,
longer.
right.
Yep.
Then do we salt the other side?
You can, but you already have salt on the one side, and
Okay.
you have all that flavor.
So you don't really need to.
Correct.
Okay. But look at the crust on that. Wow.
So then you have that nice smoky crust on there.
Okay. And I like the way you know, when you serve it, they're kind of crisscross like that.
Yep. And then you can just take your sauce, kind of drizzle it around. And then you can always serve extra on the side to dip it. But I like to not overpower the meat itself and like to have it stand for itself and have its own flavor to play off what you added to it already. So.
Exactly. Oh man, that looks delicious. Just want to pick that up and dig right in. Hey, recipe for that is on our website. Would that go perfect with my pepper jack potato casserole that I made? I think that would, yeah, that would make me happy. Abby's going to stick around. We're going to do a Moroccan flavored dish.
Correct. We're going to do some Moroccan lamb.
Ooh, great. Something different. Get out of that recipe rut. And coming up next, we're going more bold. We're going to show you how to go bold in your home without going to buy a whole bunch of stuff. You just need, you know, one or two things to really make a bold statement in your home. We've got some tips next. Stay with us.